Well, senior investigative reporter Aaron Katersky joining me now live for more. Aaron, you know, the report says that law enforcement failed to prioritize saving the lives of innocent victims over their own safety. We just heard that. What stood out to you?
Kira, there were nearly 400 federal, state, and local officers on scene at Robb Elementary School that day, and the report says a major error. None of them actually assumed effective command or control of the scene. The natural leader, the report says, would have been Pete Arredondo, the leader of the tiny Uvalde School District police force. But he told the committee that he did not title himself. He did not consider himself to be the incident commander. But many of the responding officers thought that he was. There was ineffective communication. And Kira, the report lays out that the plan Arredondo wrote years earlier was for the school district police chief to be the incident commander in a scene like this. So it's really stunning, I think, that Arredondo did not consider himself to be the leader. But there were so many officers on scene. The report says other people could have assumed command, and they just did not.
So, Aaron, did you notice at the top of Maria's piece, you actually hear that police officer say, "Shots fired, get inside." I mean, he's running towards the school. You hear him say that, and to get inside. So, you know, what happened? Clearly, he had the intention to do something. So what happened? Because the report goes on to say the school just wasn't adequately prepared for this.
In fact, a number of officers testified before the investigators that they heard shots fired. Interestingly, none of them had a working memory of actually hearing children scream. And that's part of the reason, I think, why the investigators concluded that they're not sure faster or more competent police action could have saved lives, because so much of the gunfire happened in the initial moments before police officers ever set foot in the room. But the investigators did conclude that kids who had been injured were waiting a very long time for help, 73 minutes before anybody would get in there and actually get them to the hospital. And maybe they could have survived their injuries had that rescue arrived sooner. The school itself had come under criticism for not taking safety all that seriously. There was a culture of leaving doors open, not really checking to see whether locking mechanisms worked appropriately. That's putting a lot of burden on a school that's there for learning. And the report says, of course, that the gunman was able to purchase 2 high-powered rifles perfectly legally.
Yeah, it's just so frustrating and hard to understand how just a few of those officers, why didn't they just breach that door? So there's been a lot of misleading and contradictory information about the police response, as you know. And Texas Governor Greg Abbott now says that he was misled by authorities when he praised the response days after that shooting. Remember, we heard him in that auditorium. So clearly this has rattled the community and just the faith that they probably have, or lack thereof, in their leadership.
In fact, we heard that sentiment expressed in Uvalde. A number of family members said that this investigation began with, as one woman put it, lies, and there were certain inaccuracies, there was misinformation. Some of the initial accounts turned out to be unreliable. In fact, the report makes mention of some of that misinformation in real time may have affected the command and control structure. Some officers may have thought that Arredondo was perfectly in control when he considered himself not to be. But also it says the misinformation has opened the door to conspiracy theories and a full measure of mistrust in law enforcement. So there's a long way to go to recover that trust, Kira.
Indeed. Aaron Katersky, thanks so much, Aaron.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.